Hello everyone, and welcome back to part 7 on the how to make a pet simulator X style game in Roblox. In this video we're going to be taking a look at how to make this particle that will pop whenever you hatch a whenever you destroy a coin, because as you can see there was a particle there, and we're also going to be fixing the coin dropping system so that it drops a bit higher. And we're going to be making this nice GUI, and we're going to be awarding the player some coins whenever he collects a coin. Also, if you guys want to support me and want to have access to all of my project files, including the one you're watching right now, the map will be included, the asset pack will be included, and the scripts will be included. They will all be available on my Patreon in the $10 tier. The link will be in the description and in the pinned comment. With that being said, let's start. Okay, so when I started the video, I forgot to mention that you're gonna need these 3 plugins. The links will be in the description. Download them before opening up Studio, and you should be good to go. Alright, so what I'm going to do in this video is, firstly, fix this bug right here, where when the coin drops, this is what's gonna happen. It doesn't really look that good, so I'm gonna have to fix that. And to do that, what I'm going to do is enter our currency dropper, and right here where it says method random from 30 to 100, we're gonna change that to 100 so that it's always 100, and that should look a lot better. So if you play the game now and send a pet, and when this destroys, it should look a bit better. And also, I don't like the way the coins come to you. I'm going to also make this maybe 80, not 100. Okay, so what I'm going to do in here, in the render step, I'm going to put this on the task.spawn function. You can also use a core scene, but I'm not going to do that. And I'm going to change the distance right here to 8. And then I'm going to make the coins come to you faster, so the 0.3 would be cool. And I think that's it. That's all I'm going to do. And let's see how that will look. Okay, so that looks pretty cool. Yep, I like that. Now, what I'm going to do is show you how to make a particle that will play whenever you destroy this. So what I'm going to do is just go right here to the base plate. I'm going to add a part. I'm going to resize this part to 1, 0, 1, 0. Oh, 1. What is this? 1, 0. And what I'm going to do right here is select this part, and I'm going to add a particle emitter to it. Now, to this particle emitter, I'm going to change the texture to the image of my coin that I have, or any image you want, really. Just take that and change the image to that. And as you can see, it looks pretty bad right now, but that's because the light influence is set to 1, so set it to 0, and then get this plugin called Emit. I'll leave a link to it in the description. And what it does is it basically just shows you this whenever you select a particle. Will show you this little GUI in here, and it's very useful. You'll see why later. And what I'm going to do is change the size. I'm going to press those 3 dots right here. I'm going to change this to this, to a bit bigger, so something like that will be good. Okay, that's pretty good. Now I'm going to change the drag. Where's the drag? Try finding something called drag. Set that to 10. And now I'm going to change its lifetime to maybe, let me think about this. Okay, maybe 0.2, 0.6. And as you can see, this looks pretty bad. So I'm going to go back to the size, to the number sequence, and make this a bit smaller. And that looks pretty good. I'm also going to make this transparent so that you can see what's going on. And for the transparency, I'm going to select that and make it 1 in here. But I'm also going to do this on the number sequence. And now I'm going to look for spread angle, and I'm going to make that 180, comma minus 180. Let's see what that will do. Okay. That looks pretty good. Maybe 180, 180. That looks better. Okay. Now, I'm also going to change... Okay, I'm missing something. The speed. Yep, the speed. Make that something around 20 to 40. 20,40. That already looks better. Oh, you gotta change the speed, not the rotation speed. Sorry. Okay, that looks pretty good, I guess. But I'm also going to make sure that enabled is not checked. I'm going to go to this particle from the Emit plugin, select my particle, and set this to 50. Emit this. That looks pretty good, but I think it's too small. So I'm going to change the size again in here to a bit bigger. Something a bit bigger, something like this. Okay, that looks better. I like it. I really like this. Okay, and after you're done with that, select this particle, make sure it's anchored, and rename it to particle, or yep, just particle, and drag the entire part to the currency dropper. And now enter the currency dropper script. And what I'm going to do right here is get the breeze service. Local the breeze. It's got the game called get service the breeze. The breeze. Now what I'm going to do is the breeze colon add item. Actually, before we do that, in here, I'm going to do local particle is equal to and script dot parent colon wait for child, or script dot parent dot actually script dot particle clone particle dot parent is equal to workspace particle dot c frame is equal to origin c frame the breeze colon add item, and I'm going to do particle comma maybe 30. Yep, maybe or actually just put this to around 5 seconds. And after that, what I'm going to do is do particle dot particle emitter colon emit and maybe 50. Now if you play the game, that's gonna look a lot better. Let's see what this does. So yep, it plays a little particle, and then you can collect the coins. Just a little tiny touch, but I think it looks pretty cool. And why is this stuck at 40? That's menacing. But I guess we'll find a way to fix that later. Okay, now what I need to do is make it so that you can actually get some coins whenever you collect them. So what I'm going to do is enter our currency dropper. And whenever this happens, what I'm going to do is fire a remote event. So, okay. Let's think about this. Yeah, sure, we can do that right here. I'm going to go to remote. I'll duplicate this random remote. And I'm going to rename it to maybe give coins. I'm going to do remotes dot give coins colon fire server, and then I'm going to enter my main server script, and I'm going to do replicated storage dot remotes dot what is it called, give coins dot on server event call connect function player, because that's gonna return the player. And then after that, what I'm going to do is just print called and see if this will work. It will work, I think, but let's just hope that it won't print that 1,000 times. So let's run this, drop a coin. I'm going to get close to one of them and hope that it only... Okay, okay. It printed it 19 times. Oh, that's not good. Okay, what I'm going to do in here is just do player.coins.value plus equal to 10. Let's see if that will work. Yeah, this is going to give me like a lot of coins. Oh, I forgot. This should be player dot dot. Okay, let's see. So I think we called it stats. Stats, yes, stats. Dot coins dot value plus equals to 10. Let's see what that will do. This is gonna give us a lot of... Okay. Yeah, as you can see, this is not working at all. So what I'm going to do is... Okay, I have an idea. We can create a table up here, and we're gonna call it dbounces. Dbounces, and we're gonna do a table. I'll put a space in here, because I like it like that. And what I'm going to do right here is, whenever this happens, whenever we tween it, what I'm going to do is dbounce. Okay. Let's see. If not dbounces coin, then we're gonna do this. And after that, we're gonna do dbounces coin is equal to true right here. And in here, we're gonna do dbounces coin is equal to nil. Let's see if that will work. So I'm going to do this. Send the pet. And now I'm going to just collect 1. And as you can see, it only gave me 1 times 10. So that works. I think that works. And let's see. Okay, I can collect all of these, no problem. Okay, good. Now what I'm going to do is work on a UI that will display how many coins the player has. So to do that, what I'm going to do is just go to start.gui and add a screen GUI, and I'm going to call this main SS for main screen GUI, and I'm going to add a text label to it. And I'm just going to resize this, put it around here. And I'm going to add a UI corner to this. And I'm going to set the corner radius to 0.5, or 0.1, or 0.2, which I think looks pretty good. And I'm going to add a stroke, UI stroke. And I'm going to rename this to, okay, I'm going to make sure that text scaled is set to true on the text label, and I'm going to make sure that the text stroke apply stroke mode is equal to border, and I'm going to up the thickness. I'm just going to go in here to see the UI, and I'm going to change its color to a Pet Simulator X color, I think. Something like that. Looks pretty good. Yep, I think that's how they have it. Or maybe I think I'm just going to have it as a... Let's just choose a nice blue. Yep, that looks pretty good. Now I'm just going to change the... in here, I'm going to change the UI corner radius to 0.15, 0. I'm going to change the font to Fredoka 1, and I'm going to change the text to 1 or 1.3 million. And I'm going to change the text color to white. I'm going to add a UI gradient. And I'm just going to change the color of this to a nice blue. Actually, okay, I think I'm doing something very wrong here. Yep, I'm definitely doing something very wrong. What you've got to do in here is just go to this UI gradient, get rid of it, and convert this to a frame. I'll give you a plugin that does that. The link will be in the description. Just get it and go to convert and just press frame, select your text label, and now I'm just going to rename this to display coins, and I'm going to add a text label, and I'm going to position it right here. I'm going to change the background transparency to 1, and I'm going to make sure that text scale is set to true, and I'm going to change the text color to white. I'm going to change the font to Fredoka one, and I'm going to add a UI gradient now to the text label. So UI gradient, and I'm just going to change the color to a nice blue. And as you can see, now we can see the text label, and just to make it go to a nice white, I'm going to change the rotation to 90 degrees so that it looks a bit better. And I'm just going to change this to a lighter blue. Just gonna start a bit of a darker blue, or maybe something like that. Yep, that looks pretty good. And I'm going to maybe add a UI, where is it? Stroke. And I'm going to set the thickness to a very, very small amount, and I'm going to copy this. I'm going to put it in here, and I'm just going to up the thickness. Sorry for that voice crack. And I'm going to change the text label text to 1.3 million. And then I'm going to, yeah, that's it for the text label. I'm going to give you a link to this plugin too, and I'm going to just go to the unit conversion tool and go to scale. So get this plugin, select your frame, go to unit conversion and press scale, and go to text label, plugins, unit conversion, and press scale. And that should scale it for all devices. And yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do for the UI. You can add an icon to make it a bit better. And what I'm going to do is rename this to label, not text label. And I'm going to add a local script right here, and I'm going to call it UI. And what I'm going to do, instead of having a local script called UI, I'm going to have a client script right here. So just add a module script and call it UI. Sorry for that. And here you're gonna go back to your currency dropper, get all of these services because they're all going to be useful. And in here I'm going to just get rid of this. And I'm going to go right here and do local player GUI. GUI is equal to player, colon with child, player GUI. And then I'm going to do local main SS is equal to player GUI, colon with for child main SS, and local display coins is equal to player GUI or main SS, colon wait for child, colon wait for child, display coins. And then I'm going to do local display coins label is equal to display coins, colon wait for child, display or label. And in here I'm going to do run service, render steps, colon connect function, and just do label or display coins label dot text is equal to player dot stats dot coins dot value. And let's see what that does. It should display the coins correctly. Oh, and I forgot one thing that I always forget, and it is that we have to go to the client script, and I'm going to change this to 5 to the amount of modules that we have. And if we play the game now, as you can see, it says 0, and this should update, and it should abbreviate too. And as you can see, this updates correctly. I'm going to change my coins value, so I'm going to go to my stats. Actually, I'm really sorry about this, but what I forgot to do is go back to the UI and change this to leader stats. Dot coins dot value, not stats. so that it abbreviates. So now you're gonna go back to the player, set the leader stats or the stats coins value to like a huge number. Maybe you want just a big number. And as you can see, it says that, which is great. So that's good. Now I'm going to try to change the value to this, 2000. Okay, so that's pretty good. Okay, now what I'm going to do is add another one for gems. Actually, this one should be for gems, and I'm going to rename this to display gems. And I'm going to duplicate it and put another one under it. And this will be for the gems, and I'm going to go to the one in here, and I'm going to change its gradient color to a yellow instead. So just go for a yellow, and just go for a yellow again, and rename this to display coins. Okay, good. Now in here, what you're gonna do, go back to your UI script and go to local, just copy these two and change them to display gems instead of coins. So just display gems label, and just change this to display gems, and this should be display gems going away for child label, and just copy this too and paste it here, and I'm gonna change that to display gems label, and change this to gems value. And if you play the game now, that should be good. As you can see, they do work. Now, if I change my stats value for the coins to a big number, and for the gems to a big number, as you can see, they do update, and I do think it looks pretty good. So yeah, I think this is going to be it for today's tutorial. If this helped, make sure to subscribe, like the video, share it with your friends, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye!